to the Marketing Pulpit Show, and I am Robert Gatewood, your host. We are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good marketing gospel. We're not saving souls, we're saving businesses, saving jobs, saving our community. Now, if I happen to save a soul along the way, don't hold that against me. We'll just call that icing on the cake. Now, the mission at Marketing Pulpit Show is to build strong businesses in our community so that we can put our people to work. And we do that with business development, job creation, and service. So if you ever find yourself in a business crossroads and not sure which way to turn, just turn on the Marketing Pulpit Show because we're on a mission. The show is broadcast live from the illustrious Radio 1. Welcome to the Marketing Pulpit Show, and I'm Robert Gatewood, your host. And we are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good marketing gospel. Not saving souls, we're saving businesses, saving jobs, saving our community. Every now and then you got to save a soul too. It's rough out here. Anyway, welcome to the show. We're here most Fridays trying to get businesses on the right footing. That's our mission. And we're proud to have you here on this particular day. Hang on 1 second. We'll be right back with you. Don't go. All right, we're back. Got a great show lined up for today. This is the third Friday in July. July. Can you believe the year is halfway gone? And I want you to remind you to go back and look at some of those resolutions and some of those goals that you set up for yourself for this year of 2024. And make sure you're hitting those benchmarks and those milestones. And make sure you're not going to wait until December 31st and say, wow, where did the year go? No, it's time to look at it right now. I know it's hot. Vacations are going on. You got the barbecue grills going. But now's a great time to take stock on where you are and how things are progressing. I've got a great show. We're going to be talking about some things today. One thing we're going to talk about later in the show, and you don't want to miss this. We're talking about asking you this question. I'm putting it out here to you. Is that post that you're thinking about putting on social media worth your job? I want you to think before you post. I had to this week of working with great students, bright-eyed people who are about to get their careers going. Some are graduating from high school, some are in college. And so I felt duty-bound as a consultant in social media, as an advisor, as an instructor, to let them know at this juncture of their lives, don't blow it by putting something on social media that you might regret. So later in the show, I'm going to commit my marketing sermon to this particular task. And in light of this attempt on the former president's life, people have just lost their mind on social media. And not only did they lose their mind, many have lost their livelihoods, jobs. So we're going to talk about how you can navigate, how you can maybe channel this energy somewhere else. And some of the repercussions of putting inflammatory rhetoric on social media. I don't want you to think I'm trying to silence anybody. No, but it does not impact everybody equally. So we're going to talk about that coming up later in the show. I am Robert Gatewood. I'm a business developer by trade. I have a company called Gatewood Marketing and Web. You can find out more about me by going to gatewoodmarketing.com. You can also go to marketingpulpit.com, where we have a full range of shows and archives of past shows. You can actually watch this show live right on the homepage of marketingpulpit.com. We've been on the air now for 14 years. We got started over Radio 1, 95.9 FM at 14 105.5 AM on the radio dial. 1450 AM on the radio dial. Kathy Hughes has a great organization over there. Some great people over there we've been working with for the past 14 years. But we also simulcasting on all of the platforms, social media, most of the major social media platforms. We're on Twitter, formerly X. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. And we're on, what's the other one going on? Instagram. So go to one of these platforms to watch the show. Share it with others because we're trying to help businesses grow and thrive. I've been at this for a long time. I've been working in the government space with the Small Business Administration, helping them in the 8A program with technology. I have a couple of books out there. One called Played in Full, one Smarter Than Boss. And I'm an instructor, professor at Community College, where I teach marketing, teach social media, and I teach networking. And just this past week, I just finished a course, a digital marketing camp for young people. Didn't think I would. I fought it. I went in there screaming, but it's actually quite enjoyable. A group of people, and so they really make it worth the time spent. And I think we do have to sometimes do things that we're not excited about doing for the good, for the greater good of society. These young people need this information. I have the information in my head, and I'm happy to share it. Thanks again, good Mr. Brown. Good morning. Good to see you this morning. Always great to see Brother Brown, one of the greatest plumbers in town. If you have a business and you want to get a shout out on the air, just drop a note in the feed. And also go to marketingpulpit.com and join our business directory. We have a very thriving business directory where you can get your business out in front of thousands of people. I would shout you out on this show. We just had Drew University join up out of New Jersey this past week, and a few other companies out of California, Indiana, Nevada, all over the world have been joining this directory. And we have an opportunity for you. You don't have to be a big, well-known company. Just go in there, go to mpi.bz and put your name in the directory. And we'll be glad to give you a shout out right here on these airwaves. Let's see what else is going on. Let's see here. You can also put the directory, scroll that across the screen for anybody who wants to get in that directory. And let me shout your business out. You have a law firm, you're in the real estate, you're an author. If you have a hair, whatever you may be doing, put it in that directory. I'm going to give you a shout out these airways so people can know about it all over the world. And when I'm referring people, as I often do, man, I'm a matchmaker when it comes to joining businesses and people who are seeking services. I don't have to try to remember your web address or your phone number. I can just say, go to the Marketing Pulpit business directory and do a quick search, and your name will pop up, and they can have all your information, your web address, they can get your social media platform, get your email address, and they can send you a private message through the business directory. Let's see here. We're going to talk about a few items in the news coming up, and then we're going to jump into our sermon about think before you post. It just breaks my heart to see all these people losing their job this week. So we're going to talk about it. We also have an opportunity for you to get on the air and share your opinion. You can go to marketingpulpit.com. There's the red button there, and you can come on camera and talk about it with us. We'll be glad to give you the stage to share your opinion. Let's see here. We also have some observances this month. This is Family Reunion Month, the month of July. It's also National Black Family Month. It's National Hot Dog Month. Man, they got me on that one. I love a good hot dog, but I eat the healthy hot dogs. Because these other regular hot dogs, man, they take everything on the hog that they're gonna throw away, grind it up, put it in a nice little tube and slap it in a bun. Not feeling that, so I try to pick the hot dog that have some choice parts in it. They could be just put in the leg, but hey, what can you do? Also, it's purposeful parenting month. All you parents out there, let's be purposeful and intentional as we deal with these young ones, and they're struggling right now. They're dealing with bullying and all this bad on the airwaves. It's 105-degree temperature. So let's be all you parents out there, hats off to you. Let's get into the news. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to drink some water before I jump into the news. It's not for the weak of heart. Boy, I used to drink coffee in the morning. I still do. Drink 1 cup of coffee in the morning. I get up in the morning, I get on the treadmill, a half hour, get that blood circulating. Because I'm also in health self-care. The older I get, the more important I realize it is to take care of yourself. Don't wait until you're 100 years old and start saying, well, man, maybe I shouldn't have eaten a donut every morning or smoke cigarettes and chew tobacco, whatever it is you're doing. Why are you young and vibrant? This time to start thinking about taking care of yourself and alleviate stress. Stress is also a killer. So there's things in your life that stress you out. Get rid of them, or at least put them on the sidelines. I want you to be around to make these businesses successful so you can hire people and help me fulfill my mission of building strong businesses in our community and putting our people to work. Let's talk about some items in the news. Costco is now selling an apocalypse food kit. What you talking about, Costco? What does Costco know that we don't? Well, they have this ready emergency food bucket that comes with 132 servings of food. Not a bad idea when you think about it. Breakfast, dinner, even drinks to keep you hydrated and satiated. This bucket includes packets of food like cheesy macaroni, teriyaki rice, pasta alfredo, potato, and chicken flavored pot pies, apple cinnamon cereal, brown sugar and maple cream cereal, and vanilla pudding. And let's see, they have an orange drink. Put some grape in there now. You know, we like our grape drink. Orange is nice, but we love. Let me stop the stereotype. Uh, all you have to do is order these foods and your meal is served. Don't worry about it going bad. This bucket of food lasts you for 25 years. I'm gonna have to get me one of those. I'm telling you, so weird. I was thinking about that the other day. I think everybody should have some type of something stored away in case power goes out or power grid gets attacked, or and I've always had like a little something stored. I mean, I got some tuna in the corner. Remember after the pandemic, we all changed our mindset. We said, man, this could happen at any time. So we probably, some of you, I bet you still got some of that old tuna from when the pandemic hit in 2019, canned meats and dry goods. But that stuff goes bad eventually. That was the problem I had with it. You get all this stuff stored away in a nice little Tupperware container, look down there 2 months later and all of it expired. Well, this Costco has the answer with its apocalypse. I don't think that's the name they gave it. Whoever wrote this article probably gave it that. But it's called, it lasts for 25 years. Not bad idea. I might get one of those. Let's see. Prime Day. We had Amazon Prime this past week. And it's also been a Prime Day for injuries. With the sales up 12% over last year, one of the sidebars of the Prime Day, it has been a major cause of injuries. So a year-long probe found out that based on data, of the 45 workers that were injured during the year 2019, of the 100 workers that were injured, 45 were injured as a result of the Prime Day. So Prime is not just Prime Day, it's Prime Day for injuries as well, it seems. Let's see, record labels are suing Verizon for $2.6 billion because they say they're not taking enough precaution to prevent people from illegally downloading music. And of course, they're saying it's infringing on people's copyrights. The rich guys are here fighting it out. A Florida man has been arrested after shooting at a Walmart delivery drone. Man, I tell you, this technology, the way things are happening now, some people are just not ready for it. Some old guy out in Orlando, Florida, he saw this thing flying over his house. He took his gun and started shooting at it, put a hole in the package that the drone was carrying. Have anybody seen these drones? Have you seen one driving past? I know they're on a lot of campuses right now. These robots are delivering pizza. Now they're dropping packages out of the sky from Walmart. And there's an apocalypse package. Man, where's the world going? Hmm. Arsenio Hall used to say, things that make you go, are you keeping up? Are you ready? Are you ready? That song, I think it's some gospel group. Um, if you're not sure, if you want to keep up, just stay tuned here. I'm going to keep you abreast of what's going on because I have to stay up. I have to stay on top of things. It's part of what I do as a consultant, as a business consultant, as an instructor, as a social media advisor. I have to stay on top of this stuff. So if you don't feel like doing it, just tune in here every Friday. I'm going to bring you up to date. Now, here's a very disturbing story. An Illinois deputy is facing murder charges for shooting a woman in the face after responding to her call about a prowler in her home. That disturbs me to no end. Now, here you are, 36-year-old lady, Sonia, out of Springfield, Sonia Massey. She called 911 about a possible intruder in her home. What you do? The last thing you expect is the police to arrive and shoot you in the face. What is wrong with people? Why are people so quick to shoot people? First of all, there's got to be alternative methods of, even if you thought she was the intruder, you shoot him in the face first, unarmed. There's a sickness in this country. I mean, I don't know all the details, but I'm just saying, based on this prima facie, what I'm reading, that's a problem. This is a serious, serious problem. Oh, boy, let's keep on going here. Now, the next few stories really boggle my mind. As we all know, on last week, there was an attempt on the life of the former president, and people just got bent out of shape all kinds of ways. Because there are people, there's conspiracy theorists, there's people who have all kind of talk going back and forth. But what has gotten the headlines in many cases is the reaction of many regular citizens who have spoke out of line and they found themselves in the unemployment line as a result. We're going to talk about this on our pulpit sermon in a minute, but I just want you to hear, just give you an idea how pervasive this was. This random woman who works at Home Depot, she's been turned into a national pariah, harassed by mobs, and has been rendered unable to support herself and possibly her family because she made a tasteless comment on social media. She said, too bad they weren't a better shooter. She posted it on Facebook. And now she is unemployed. Okay. A congressional staffer was fired after making a statement about Trump. She worked for a congressman in Mississippi, and she could not help express her disdain for the former president. Immediately after the shooting, she took to social media to write about her disappointment that the shooter missed his intended target. I saw the picture of the lady. She looks just like an aunt or a sister, or she didn't look like somebody who would. She just looks like. I mean, if regular person working 9 to 5 trying to live their life was a person, she'd be it. Now she's in the national spotlight. She's been the punching bag for people on the other side of the aisle. She's also now unemployed. And the list goes on. A Colorado teacher faced backlash after expressing disappointment that the former president survived an attempt on his life. In a social media post, Jennifer Ripper, an elementary school teacher in Jefferson County, Colorado, says, looked like he almost got taken out And then somebody else had done the post. She said, "My thoughts exactly. Damn it, they missed." Well, her name has been taken off the staff list at Semper Elementary School. On July 15th, she was listed as a teacher. On July 16th, she was not. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that she's no longer working at that particular school. In Kentucky, an instructor is no longer employed at Bellarmine University after posting on Instagram, "If you're going to shoot, man, don't miss." John James, a non-tenured full-time instructor in the English department, is on unpaid leave and is no longer an employee. A university spokesman said, "It's an employment matter. I can't speak to the specifics." Man, let's look at these teachers. Oh, another teacher. In Sioux Falls, South Dakota, a teacher lost her job after she commented about last week's attempt on the former president's wife. Cassandra Olson at Ben Rifel Middle School. After the attempted shooting of the former president, she said, "Shoot, if only he would have had his scope sighted correctly." Well, these school teachers are really angry out here. What's going on, school teachers? Do we need to have y'all need a hug or what's going on? I get it. I mean, people, you can't control what you think, but you can control whether or not you post it on social media. And of course, it's wrong to think about shooting anybody. So we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about our topic for today. Think before you post. Is that social media post worth losing your livelihood? I want you to think about this. And I definitely want the adults in the room to take this message back to the young people under your charge. I'm going to tell you once again about the class I had this past week, the students. How sometimes timing is everything. So don't you go anywhere. This is the Marketing Pulpit Radio Show. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host. We are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good marketing gospel. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome to the Marketing Pulpit Show, and I am Robert Gatewood, your host. We are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good marketing gospel. We're not saving souls, you're saving businesses, saving jobs, saving our community. Now, if I happen to save a soul along the way, don't hold that against me. We'll just call that icing on the cake. Now, the mission at Marketing Pulpit Show is We're back. We're back. Don't forget to add your name, your company to the Marketing Pulpit Business Directory so that I can help support your company. You authors out there, you businesses who are just getting off the ground. Yeah, you can put it on Facebook. You can put it on YouTube. You can put it on TikTok. You can put it on X, Instagram. But guess what? We're going to put it on there for you also because our show broadcasts on these platforms. So by putting your business in our directory, you get the benefit of being on those social media platforms. Plus, you're on our social media platform as well. Also, if you're in the DC area, we have the BLE First Friday event. We had one this past First Friday. Mr. John Jane was there, gave us some brilliant information on wealth building. And I learned some things. Man, talking about Roth IRA, all that good stuff. So, very intelligent young man. Glad to have him on the platform last week. Next month, we're going to have a First Friday showcase caterers, chefs. So if you are a caterer or chef or know someone who wants to highlight their service, contact BLE at 301-322-1700 and let them know you have a chef or catering business in the DC area, Washington, DC area. And there's a little qualification that you may have to go through, but it's not a high threshold. And we're going to have several caterers we're going to showcase at the next First Friday on the first week in August. So also don't forget to support our sponsors, the people in the directory, and our sponsors like BLE Executive Suites. They have their 3 locations, one in National Harbor, one in Largo, and one in College Park, which is a hub zone. People like Attorney Bradley Thomas, plumber, excellent plumber, Mr. Gerald Brown. All these folks have been great in supporting us. HBCU Legends, General Hands and Feet nonprofit Holla out of North Carolina. These are all sponsors of the show. I'm glad to have them on. Of course, the Minister of Wellness, Minister Nathaniel Jordan. If you're trying to get your health right, check him out. And we have those sponsors on the website. And you can listen to their commercial on the site. And we do let's get back to our topic for the day. Think before you post. Is that social media post worth losing your livelihood? As I stated earlier, I had this group of students before me for the last couple of weeks as part of a digital marketing certificate program through Prince George's Community College. And last week, we spoke on social media marketing strategies, and so forth. And so between the 2 weeks that I was teaching, I think the weekend prior to this past week, we had this attempt on the life of former President Donald Trump. And as an instructor and as an advisor and a social media consultant, I feel duty bound to take advantage of this teachable moment. An obvious lesson is not to shoot any former president or anybody for that matter. But a not so obvious lesson is to refrain from this rush to social media to make some statement that could be damaging and have impact on you, possibly for the rest of your life. Because once it gets on social media, it's on the internet. And even if you try to delete it, sometimes you're unsuccessful because people make screenshots and you stuck with it. Your detractors, people that want to take advantage of you, people that hate you for some reason or competing with you, they now have something on you that they can use against you really forever. So now this social media is a blessing and a curse. I always use the statement, use social media, don't let it use you. I stated that very emphatically during this past week as I was teaching these young people. But this is something I want you to think about because people give me this pushback. Some people are like, shoot, such and such a person did it, that. Remember this, not everyone is impacted by social media equally. Just because one person can do it and walk away unscathed does not mean that you will have the same fortune. The other person might be self-employed, they could be a dog in the bank, they could be an influencer, they could be home, they could be not worried about life because minor responsibilities. They're not going to be impacted the same as somebody like someone who has a 9 to 5 job, working for the government, has a family, trying to get promotion, maybe applying to law school or medical school, military academy, or trying to get into government agency. They may have a mortgage, a car, a baby. So don't compare yourself with somebody else who may be doing something like that. Their situation might be totally different than yours and will be impacted differently. So here's some reasons why it's not advisable to engage. I'm not saying don't say what you feel. I'm just saying don't put it on social media. It could damage your reputation irreparably. When someone posts controversial or harmful content on social media, it can damage your professional reputation. Employers, colleagues, potential clients may see that post and feel differently and may be totally turned off by your careless statement, which you may not feel careless, but they may. So it's a matter of opinion. If you're not sure, just don't do it. There's the possibility of loss of opportunity. You may face future opportunity when it comes to employment, contract bids, acceptance in the institutions of higher learning, such as law school, medical school, police academies, military. And you also risk being terminated or denied advancement in your current job, as we so vividly saw in those 5 instances that we just went over, where people actually lost their job. These weren't like high-paying influencers. These are regular Joe Blows and Sues out here trying to make a living. Something you may not have considered is that there may be legal consequences. You can't defame people. You can't use such inflammatory language that it could lead to legal repercussions. Hate speech, threats, discriminatory remarks can lead to lawsuits, fines, and even criminal charges. And if it's a presidential candidate or sitting president, don't be surprised if you get a visit from the Secret Service, as a young lady in Mississippi discovered, the one who was working on a congressional staff. Also, we don't live in a vacuum. By sprouting this controversial rhetoric, you impact the lives of others. You can cause people actually physical harm by getting people excited and worked up. And something you may not have considered is that your inflammatory rhetoric could impact the people in your social circle, such as your family members. You have children out here who are trying to make their mark in society. You have employers, you have friends, you have neighbors. All of a sudden, all this weight is coming down on you, and it spreads out. The guy that took the shot at his family, the first thing they do is go to your house, and they turn your house upside down, see what's going on. Now, they might not do that over making inflammatory remarks, but there are repercussions to those around you when you draw that kind of attention to yourself. So it's called guilty by association. They say, well, if he feels that way, then his family must feel that way. If his dad feels that way, the daughter must feel that way. So keep that in mind. And let's not overlook your own personal safety. Some people actually harass you, and some of these folks will actually come to your door. It's very easy now, unfortunately, due to technology, to find out where people live. You're posting things with your license tags in the view of the camera, your house address on the backdrop. So you want to consider your personal safety and that of your family as well before you start making these kind of remarks. And there are ongoing lifelong possible repercussions. When you post something on social media, it is on the internet. It could be there forever. You might not even feel this way a week from now after you said it. You may have just been having a bad day. You could have been worked up with a crowd of people, had your phone out, computer's right there in front of you. I'm mad. You sober up, got a good night's sleep, got that new job, that mortgage loan went through. Man, your life is good. But that post is still out there. Think before you post. So before anybody's jump and say, look, man, this guy's trying to tell me what to say and what not to say. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying there are other ways. There are better ways to do this. You don't have to be a keyboard warrior. Do something. If you feel that strongly about what's going on, what's wrong with society, get from behind that computer and go do something. Posting on social media is not the way to do it. And I'm not saying don't post on social media. I'm just saying before you do it on how it may impact you and others. No, I'm not the police. I'm not telling you what to do and what not to do. Try this instead. Engage in constructive dialogue. If you run across somebody who has a different opinion, you might try journaling. I know people that actually journal. They get up over things instead of going out here on social media and posting. They go to a personal, private journal. And sometimes when you journal, you go back and read stuff, and you say, you know, I'm surprised at how I felt a month ago. When you have more information, more access to different schools of thought, you realize you may have been hasty in your actions. Participate in community activities. Volunteer for causes that you're passionate about. You can run for office. If you don't like what's going on, get out there and throw your hat in the ring. You can also contribute financially to the opposition. If you don't like what this person is doing, then you can put money towards the person that you do approve. Engage in peaceful protests. You can contact your officials. You have representatives. Okay, you have somebody in the House of Representatives, and you have 2 members in the Senate. You can even start a cause or a nonprofit. There are other ways. That's my point. So, as I wrap this up, consider the consequences and the impact that your rhetoric may have on yourself and others. Sometimes people do this to impress other people. Show how bad I'm tough. Really, I'm the one you should get behind. But some of these same people aren't going to come get you and give you a job when you get fired or get you out of jail if you get locked up. You got to think for you and your family. And so rather than being a keyboard warrior, let's go out and do something tangible, something that will allow you to move the needle in a tangible way. Because posting on social media is just not going to do it. I'm just going to tell you. I don't care how prolific of a writer you are. It's all going to do you in trouble. And I'm not saying don't write, don't post. I'm not saying that. I'm saying think about, just think it through. But obviously these people didn't. You can't help the way you feel. There's no crime in that. But you are guilty for putting it on the internet. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you for the feedback. I see a comment from Patricia. So true. I'm constantly preaching this same sermon to my students. My daughter works in HR, and it matters what you post, especially when you're looking for a job. You're hearing it from a teacher out here. So she's giving some balance to all these teachers that got fired for posting things on the internet that they should not have. So thank you, Patricia, for chiming in. And like I say, if you have some young people in your charge, share this show with them. or just write in your own words, or speak to them in your own words. Tell them to think before they post. This is not about the president's race. This is not about politics. This is about protecting your future. Because once it's on the internet, it's there forever. Folks, I'm going to thank you again for tuning in today. This is the Marketing Pulpit. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host, and we are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good marketing gospel. Don't forget to put your name in the business directory by going to mpi.bz. I'm going to marketingpulpit.com. And as always, as we close the show, I would like to say this. If you want to be successful, you have to do these three things. Do the right thing, do it at the right time, and you have to do it right. Enough talk. Let's get out here.
Welcome to the Marketing Pulpit Show, and I am Robert Gatewood, your host. We are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good marketing gospel. We're not saving souls, you're saving businesses, saving jobs, saving our community. Now, if I happen to save a soul along the way, don't hold that against me. We'll just call that icing.
1 cup of greens per day will lower your risk of dying from heart attack or stroke by 30%. Hallelujah. A half a cup of beans every day will drop you down by another 30% because of the fiber and the medicines in the beans will sweep away the cholesterol and the saturated fat. Half a cup of berries per day with all of the antioxidants and flavonoids will drop your risk down. And then finally, a fourth of a cup of nuts and seeds every day will drop your risk down by 33%. You simply eat those foods every single day and take everything else away that's destroying you. And we could eradicate heart disease, high blood pressure, and stroke. Glory! Hallelujah.
Register today and get ready for your health revolution.